Hey, Shalom, Mishpacha. I pray you all are doing well this evening or day, wherever you're at. So I wanted to walk through the death, burial, and resurrection of Yahusha HaMashiach and prove through the scriptures how it only fits the Zadok calendar, the same calendar found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, if you read Ezekiel 44, you're going to see that it's the sons of Zadok who were ordained by Yahuah himself to keep the calendar and settle disputes about it. Now let's look at Messiah's death, burial, and resurrection. So Luke 22, 1 through 13. And the festival of Matzah drew near, which is called Pesach. And the chief Kohanim and the scribes were seeking how to kill him, for they feared the people. And Satan entered into Yehuda, Judas, who was called of Carioth, who was numbered among the 12. And he went and spoke with the chief Kohanim and the captains, how he might deliver him up to them. And they were glad, and agreed to give him silver. And he promised, and was seeking an occasion to deliver him up to them, away from the crowd. And the day of Matzah came, when the Pesach had to be slaughtered. So notice how they call it the day of Matzah, when the Passover had to be slaughtered. And he sent Kepha and Yohanan, saying, Go and prepare the Pesach for us to eat. And they said to him, Where do you want us to prepare it? And he said to them, See, as you enter into the city, a man shall meet you carrying a jar of water. Follow him into the house he enters. And you shall say to the master of the house, The teacher says to you, Where is the guest room where I might eat the Pesach with my Talmudim? And he shall show you a large furnished upper room. Prepare it there. And going, they found it as he had said to them, and they prepared the Pesach. So as we can see, Luke is describing not only when Messiah said, Go and prepare the Passover for us to eat, not the Last Supper, he is also describing the upper room, the Passover, not the Last Supper, was observed in. We can also see that the Festival of Unleavened Bread also includes the Passover night. Note that Luke reveals the expression of that time to refer to Passover as the days of when they were celebrating the Festival of Unleavened Bread. You can also see Matthew 26, 17 through 19, Mark 14, 12 through 16, and John 13, 1 through 2. John testifies that the supper took place before the Passover. We know this is not a false testimony because John is referring to the Passover of the Jews here, as he clearly confirms later in the following verse. John 19:42. There then, because of the preparation of the Yahudim, meaning the preparation day, aka Passover day of the Jews, they laid Yahusha, because the tomb was near. So John tells us that the day Messiah was laid in the tomb was the preparation day, or aka the day of the Passover of the Jews. John is the only New Testament writer to make the distinction of the Jews' Passover. Why would he feel the need to make such a distinction if there was only one calendar? The day of Passover is called the preparation because it is a work day, and Passover doesn't begin until the evening. This is the day when goats and lambs have been slaughtered, and houses are rid of leaven in preparation for the Passover meal that evening. So Messiah died on the day of the Jews' Passover, not his. This is so very important to understand. So in the book of Luke, Messiah tells us the day of Passover, the day of Passover, when he eats a Passover meal, is the day before the day of his death. In the book of John, we are told that the day of his Passover and the day of the crucifixion are one and the same. Yet, John also tells us he ate the Passover meal the day before. How can both be accurate? This makes no sense if one cannot see that Messiah was following a different calendar, the true Zadok calendar. So let's break it down. So the 14th of the first month, day 3 of the week, Messiah observed the Passover. Messiah then died on the 15th, which was day 4 of the week, before sundown, night 1 of 3. Then the 16th day, day 1 of 3. Then the night of the 16th, night 2 of 3. So day 1 of 3, night 2 of 3 of Jonah. Then the 17th of the first month, which is day 2 of 3. Then on the night of the 17th, night 3 of 3. Then the Sabbath day, day 7, the 18th of the first month, he rose just before sundown, at the same time that he died on day 4. This is day 3 of 3 out of 3 days and 3 nights, just like Jonah. Then, just before sunrise on the 19th, on the first day of the week, that's when Miriam saw him at the tomb and was not allowed to touch him. This is found in Luke 24:1, Mark 16:1 through 2, John 21, Matthew 28:1. This is the only reckoning that explains and fits all 4 apostles' accounts. The moon is not for months or a determining factor in calculating the year. It is a witness, and it is impossible for the Sabbath day to fall on the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th, or the 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, as we have seen through Scripture. We need to stop using the moon as a determining factor. It is a witness. If you're using it as a determining factor, you're following Babylon. So here's just month 1 on the calendar, as you can see. Messiah observed Pesach this evening, died this evening, spent evening 1, 2, 3, and days 1, 2, and 3. Then he rose on the Shabbat. The next morning, the 19th, this is when the women saw him at the tomb. He said, "Don't touch me. I haven't ascended to my Father." So that's when the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-day count to be ordained as a priest occurred. Then he became our first fruits on the 26th.